go ahead and call this meeting, the September 16, 2014 meeting of the Downtown Design Review Committee to order. Meeting is in compliance with the open meeting laws. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Chair Truesdale?
Present.
Vice Chair Heiser? Excused. Member Abramo? Excused. Member Nolan?
Present.
Member Schlottman?
Present.
Member Mooney? Here. Member Bratcher?
Present.
We do have a quorum.
Before we go to public comment, I think the city attorney wants to make a brief announcement.
Yeah, thanks very much, Chairman. Okay, so as we've been doing at some of these meetings, we've been disclosing that there has been sort of an informal issue raised with regard to Chairman's voting on matters on this agenda and others that relate to medical marijuana establishments, because he is the property manager of a property where a potential establishment may go. We have given in the past advice that says, feel free to either vote or abstain on those items where you have a direct conflict, where you have a pecuniary interest, or you have your interest should be reasonably affected, your decision-making capacity should be reasonably affected by your commitment in a private capacity to the interests of others. In fact, in your role as property manager, the question is of a place where one might go, the question is your independence of judgment materially affected by that relationship and that role with regard to all those other applications where you don't have a direct conflict? The answer is no, and that has to do with NRS 281-424A, and what it says. I'm just going to read it for the record. It must be presumed that the independence of judgment of a reasonable person would not be materially affected by the public officer's commitment in a private capacity to the interest of others, where the resulting benefit or detriment accruing to that person is not greater than accruing to any other member of any general business, profession, or occupation that is affected by the matter. You, Chairman, as a property manager, for potentially one of these businesses, is the same as any property management business in business that might be affected by matters before you where you're not directly conflicted pursuant to 281A. So the City Attorney's Office is advising you that you can vote on those matters where you do not feel you have a direct conflict of interest. So for today, if you have a direct conflict of interest, please abstain or disclose. If you do not, then please vote.
Thank you. Now we'll go to public comment, item 3. Public comment during this portion of the meeting must be related to matters on the agenda and cannot be acted upon. And anybody wishing to speak at this portion of the meeting can come forward. Seeing none, we'll close the public comment. We'll go to item 4, SUP 55208, DDRC, special use permit, non-public hearing, applicant, Primo Dispensary, owner, World Wellness Group, LLC, for possible action on a request for a review of building and sign elevations only in association with a proposed 1,500 square foot medical marijuana dispensary at 3120 South Valley View Boulevard. The applicant here? The applicant's here. Okay. Staff?
Mr. Chairman, this proposed dispensary would be located within the existing two-story multi-tenant building in an office park development. And the signage consists of one internally illuminated cabinet on the west elevation that meets the Title 19 requirements. Note that there are two frontages to this property, but only one sign is proposed. Staff recommends approval subject to conditions.
Okay. Applicant, would you like to say anything?
No comment.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
You're in agreement with all the staff's conditions?
Applicant's in agreement with all staff conditions.
Members, any comments?
I have a comment for the property owner. I don't know if they're representing here.
He's not. He's out of town. I'm his associate working with him.
Give me your name and address for
My name and address?
Yes.
For the record, T.J. Jeske, J-E-S-K-Y. Do I have the property address or my home address?
Whichever.
Or I give you a business address?
That's fine.
500 North Rainbow, Suite 300, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89107.
The question I have, Chairman, is on this site, there's actually three buildings, 3120, 3110, and 3100, which I would say is a partial building. That building has been permitted, looks like a permit, construction should be stopped on that site?
Yeah, that's a very good question. It has stopped. They started working on it a long time ago.
2009?
Yeah, 2009. It has stopped. We'd have to have the owner of that property answer that question.
Okay, well, just with what we've been doing in the past, what I've been doing, anytime I see a legal signage on the site, I make a condition for the applicant that all legal signs be removed. So that building that's under construction has multiple signs on it, banner signs, which is basically an eyesore.
Understood.
So I would make a condition, add a condition that we remove all illegal banner signs from the entire parcel, which is all three buildings. So if there's any illegal sign in any building, that will have to be gone before this permit can be issued for this sign.
That's reasonable.
Any other comments?
Do we have before the sign or where the sign is going?
I think we can go behind that, behind that page, this is the elevation of the sign.
No pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
So, can we have a motion?
Chairman, I make a motion to approve, subject to staff conditions, with the added condition that all illegal signs are removed from the entire site. Second.
Here's a motion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. It is approved.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Now we go to item 5, SUP 55282, ERC special use permit, non-public hearing, applicant Nevada Wellness Project, LLC, owner Five Guys on Third, LLC, for possible action for review of building and sign elevation only, association with the proposed 1,960 square foot medical marijuana dispensary at 823 South Third.
Mr. Chairman, this dispensary will be located within a standalone building. It's displaying a stone facade on the west elevation. Two signs are shown on the plans, but only the sign on the west elevation would be in conformance, as the property just has one frontage. So staff will recommend approval with conditions to allow the sign proposed on the west elevation and not to allow the sign on the east elevation, which is in the rear.
Just a quick comment to the city attorney. I don't know who the Five Guys on Third are, but I recognize one of them as owner of First Friday. Neil Cortez is a sponsor, as are many people on First Friday.
Yeah.
But I don't see it as in conflict with them.
Yeah, member, do you sit on the board of First Friday?
No, I do not.
Do you directly contribute your own personal money to First Friday?
No, I do not.
Okay. No, for reasons similar to the reasons I discussed with the chairman, you're in a position where, as a sponsor of First Friday, the company that you work for being the sponsor of First Friday, you're in no different a position than many sponsors, and therefore your independence of judgment is not materially affected, and you can vote on this matter.
And Mr. Chairman, I'll just say the same thing, just putting on the record, disclosing I've known Joey Dennis with First Friday and own Artifice, and that pretty much part of or one of the hearts of First Friday is in the Arts District. Just wanted to put on the record that
But you have,
interact with them, but we don't personally contribute any money or anything else. And
did
so-
you say he was an owner of the Artifice?
No, he's not.
Oh, okay.
We just worked with him since I own Artifice.
Okay, very well. Then, for the same sorts of reasons, you can vote on this matter as well.
Actually, we don't even like him.
Well, I hear
Actually, the
that.
city's also a sponsor, so I hope that they can vote on it.
Well, I think
Hope
we
they get a
probably ought
vote.
to just go ahead and reject this application.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I do own property within the Arts District. I've dealt with First Friday, I don't have any business interests or any other obligations that would affect my judgment.
Okay, good. Anyone else? Courtney?
I've heard of First Friday.
Okay, good. Everyone's
We've had a
good?
few permits in the past. but-
Okay, then I think we can all vote, and then we should just all move forward. Thanks for your disclosures.
Good afternoon, Mike McNerney from the law office of Mike McNerney, 8430 West Lake Mead Boulevard, Suite 100, Las Vegas, Nevada 89128. Sorry, I have to look at my card because I just opened my practice yesterday. Here on behalf of the applicant, Five Guys is the property owner. Nevada Wellness Project is the actual applicant. They're in escrow for the building. Mr. Vanis is a member, owner and member of Nevada Wellness Project. I also have Christian Ayuso from the DIG Design Group here, who's our architect group. We understand staff's conditions with respect to the additional sign that cannot be permitted, and it's just simply the one sign up front. And we're not looking for any other waivers or anything like that, and we welcome any questions that you guys might have.
Members, any comments or questions?
Chairman, I just can't see the elevation of the sign on the back there. So is it 2 by 15 or
2 by 6.
2 by 6? It doesn't project beyond the roof line.
Backlit.
So it's below the roof.
Yes, sir.
Below the roof line,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Thank you.
Other comments, questions, motion?
Just one more disclosure. DIG Design Group, I've worked with them on particular projects, but I've never hired them. And so therefore, I don't feel that there'll be a conflict.
So your independent judgment will not be affected by that relationship. Okay, you could vote on this matter.
How about a motion?
Chairman, I make a motion to approve.
There's a motion for approval. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? You're approved. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
We go to item 6, SUP 55316, ERC special use permit, non-public hearing. Applicant Global Green Enterprises LLC, owner E&I Incorporated, for possible action on request for review of building and sign elevations only in association with a proposed 4,250 square foot medical marijuana dispensary at 827 South Las Vegas Boulevard.
Mr. Chairman, before we begin, I just want to disclose that I've worked with Joe Long with Lomtech for a number of years. However, we don't have any active contracts or anything in the works, so
So you believe your independent judgment will not be materially affected by your prior relationships with this person? The representative of the group? That you can vote on this matter.
Good afternoon.
1 second, let's step go first.
Mr. Chairman, this proposed dispensary will be located within a tenant space adjacent to the existing wedding chapel. The property has 2 street frontages, which would be Las Vegas Boulevard and Hoover, but only one sign is proposed. The sign should be located on the west elevation of the L wing, which is sort of in the back of the side of the building, and it's in compliance with all requirements of the ordinance. However, staff questions that what is proposed is consistent with the traditional style of signage for pharmacies and medical offices as the state law now requires. Staff does recommend approval, subject to a waiver of the Las Vegas Boulevard scenic byway illumination standards.
Good afternoon. My name is Joe Hahn with Hontech Civil Engineering Services on behalf of representing the client. Client's also here.
Hello, how are you? I'm Bernalyn Gutierrez, and thank you for...
Do you have your address as well?
420 Via Sonador, Henderson, Nevada, 89012. This is Josie. Can you introduce yourself and give them your address?
My name is Josephine Griffin. My address is 205 Pancho Villa Drive, Henderson, Nevada, 89012.
We're here to answer any questions that you may have. We accept any conditions that you may have been presented to us so far. The sign, we've come up with a couple different options on the sign. It's 2 foot high, 15 feet long, and also there's a logo that's placed next to the sign, which is a mermaid with a circle around it and a green bold cross in the background. So any questions you may have, we're here to answer.
For staff, the logo would exceed the sign area, right?
Well, just backing up 1 second, I'm not sure, this is the first time I've seen this too. So I just want to make sure that it complies, not seeing the dimensions on there. Is the logo part of the 2 foot high by 15 feet wide?
Yeah, we can.
Total.
Yeah, we can adjust it accordingly. But since we were allowed 30 feet, 2 feet by 30 feet, we thought that there would be room for our logo.
You're about 2 by 15, right?
2 by 15,
Okay, 2 by
but 30 feet total, 30 square feet total.
Right.
Okay.
The logo is basically painted onto the wall. It's not part of a sign fixture. The sign itself is what is connected to the wall, and that's the 2 by 15.
Well, actually, I just spoke with I'm so sorry, because I just gave this to him. Our signer says that he can actually create another, luminance, or he can make it just flat as well. It's whatever would go in compliance with regards to what you guys approve of.
But I think where we're getting lost what I don't want to get lost in the process here is that 2 by 15 is the area of sign you have.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The logo can't be in addition to that.
Correct.
The logo can't be a separate can.
Okay.
If you want to make your lettering smaller and put the logo in that area, then it would meet, I think, the specific codes.
Okay, then that would adjust it then accordingly to my designer. We can do that as well.
Then the other issue that came to mind with staff's impact is we're tasked with making the signs or going through this process to make these look professional or institutional in nature, I guess, a better description, so they reflect the medical or pharmacy or a medical office building and such. I have nothing, I don't have any headaches with your name or anything, but it looks rather whimsical, which I think in some people's mind might send a different story than what state law is.
Well, that's why if the font needs to be changed and you guys would like it to be different, the designer that we have that's going to create our sign has other options as well. If that is to your, if you're not happy with the design that we have, the only reason we actually chose this font is because of the downtown district plan for the downtown area with the vintage font, as well as the fact that it's an art district area. We kind of wanted to appeal to that in terms of what was going to be coming to Vegas. And that's the reason we chose that font. But should you choose or want a different font, we have this as well.
What's the significance of the 99?
Actually, in most cultures, it's the highest spiritual number, and in Balsamese, it means paradise. And, my business partners and I, they had a collective in California, and it was actually heralded as one of the top collectives in California. And because we look to educate as well as also focus on the healing properties of medical marijuana, and that's what we want to bring to Nevada. In terms of our dispensary, we really focus on educating the patients with regards to the healing benefits of medical marijuana.
All right. Members, questions, comments?
I have one question. We're only proposing one elevation, and that's the,
That's correct.
that's
We're going to have to go and point it out, actually.
Doesn't bring a laser pointer.
Well, it doesn't work with the TV.
Oh, okay.
It'll be along, this is the west elevation, but it's this L wing in the back on Hoover. This is Las Vegas Boulevard.
second
The west
question,
side.
they're required to have a waiver of the neon, even though they don't actually front Las Vegas Boulevard, they're on the parts of Las Vegas Boulevard, so they would need a waiver from us.
That is correct. Even though it doesn't exactly, it does face Las Vegas Boulevard. It's just,
a parcel
to the back. It's on the same parcel as the building fronting Las Vegas Boulevard. So any sign theoretically on the property is subject to the 75% illumination standard.
So the applicant is basically allowing, you're only going to go forward with one sign, 30 square feet, 2 by 15, that's your framework.
That is correct.
That's correct.
I have a question. So, if you could repeat that, so they're in the back portion of that building where L shapes over?
There's actually a picture too.
Okay. Where's the front door?
The front doors.
I don't see that.
Where you see the yellow area right there with the double door, that's right there, that's the front door.
Oh, okay. So are you taking the entire building?
We're taking that up part right there, up to
Up to the green area there.
Mhm.
Here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the chapel remains on the boulevard.
Right. And the chapel is aware of the applicants.
I guess the question is, staff, if we approve a 15 by 2 foot sign, which elevation do you put in the file?
You guys don't like it?
No, it's not that. It's
Just
just-
teasing.
There's no dimensions on it, so when it comes in for a permit, when they go to poll,
Oh, that's why I put within the body of it how the signer that I have actually says that they actually go through permitting for any signs that they put up as well. They actually describe here how thick the sign is.
that's what we call method of attachment, or why.
That's 822, that's elevation. Very easy.
If you need those, I can get those for you, but they put up signs all over. They're pretty well-known sign company, and they go through the permitting.
I think you would have to be in a situation where you would approve the elevation, but limit it to 2 by 15 and 30 square feet. And then if it doesn't meet that at the time of permitting, then it's rejected.
And if you don't like the font that you see, and you want something different, I suppose you can leave that in the hands of the planning director.
Well, as much as we've been rigid about the signs. The 2 by 15 is an absolute barrier. So whoever makes the motion would exclude the separate can for a logo.
Yeah, we could remove that. That was
And
just an option.
so it would be, there wouldn't be a waiver of any type for the sign except the waiver of that has to be filed for the neon.
Right.
Well, it's 30 square feet, right? It doesn't, it's not absolutely 2 by 15.
It could be 3 by 10.
Okay.
Well, it can't be over 2 feet high.
Oh, can't be 3 by 10. Sorry. You can make it smaller if you like.
Yeah.
1 by 30, yeah.
That'd be an impressive sign, 1 by 30.
Who would like to take a shot at a motion on it? Bernie, you're back.
I know. That's in my hair. I would just want to clarify the conditions, that they would be the 2 by 15 maximum, and that would include the logo and the text in one sign, and that there would be a more kind of professional font, you would say?
Yeah, this is one of the other fonts that we had. We actually brought copies, so.
You might also clarify the color if you care about the color. I'm not sure you do, but if you do.
It's just because the building's gray, we just wanted to kind of bring it out and draw attention to it a little bit since it's already off the beaten path of Las Vegas Boulevard.
Just a personal comment. If you did away with and went to an institutional font, your sign will read better to the street.
Okay.
Retailers find it dramatically different when they go with more artsy type font. It doesn't read as well to the customer, but that's strictly your call.
Yeah.
So, but back to Courtney.
Any other comments about the font? Do we just want to give them the opportunity to look at some options and submit them back to planning?
Because we could just rename it to as well to just the box if you guys prefer, so that we can get a solution today, or approval today. And with regards to the font, there was others that we saw that were basic, like Best of Vegas or Best in Vegas, some of those basic signs. I don't know if I can pull it up on here, but.
I just have one comment on the logo. I thought there was a prohibition on green crosses from the state there. Don't know, so I'm just mentioning it.
Not to my knowledge, no, actually, some have come before this committee with the Green Cross included.
Chairman, David, what you might have heard is that the state isn't quite sure what professional means, and some people have opined that maybe a green cross won't be professional. And so that's going to be a bridge they applicants cross when they go before the state.
Well, our original submission was just the sign, and this was just our logo, which we can have inside the facility. But the reason we just had the logo is because it's, the people that do utilize the medicine, they're aware of what that is, not the main public. It's not like a leaf. It's very discreet and different.
So would we be willing to leave it 2x15 and then the actual script and the logo, or just script only be subject to the time? That way it gives you the option to do whatever you want based on the.
That would be great.
So we're just looking at the aerial location and number of signs. Do one sign,
One sign.
2x15, or 30 square feet.
With logo or without
With a
logo.
waiver of
The neon.
requirement. And then
Well, is it in a box or is it in a certain, just name the way.
We're not going to do that. That was just.
Yeah, I think they're going to do the box.
So yeah, it's still a can. They call it a can in that term.
That sounds like a good motion. Is there a second? We have a second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And staff will work with you on the final.
Well, thank you, Steve.
Now we go to item 7, again, citizens participation. Again, this portion of the agenda will be limited and added on the agenda. No item will be acted upon, and speaker may be limited in time. Anybody wish to speak? Seeing no one, we'll adjourn the meeting.